In marketing, rejection can be hard to take. We've all had a no when we were expecting a yes. Perhaps you were having a great conversation and it was all pointing towards someone saying yes to working with you. Maybe you spent ages on that proposal and it was really well received, but only to be met with a no at the end. Maybe that referral seemed like a really good fit and they were really keen to work with you, but ultimately it just didn't pan out. One of the reasons for these no's might be your marketing. In marketing, it's all too easy to focus on attracting and connecting with new people and showing them how great your offer is. After all, it's the fun, sexy part that gets you that dopamine rush. But marketing is also about helping people make well-informed decisions based on whether your offer is right for them. I'm Simon Batchelor, and in this video I'll show you how your marketing can help more of the right people say yes. The first thing I want to say on the topic of no is try not to take the no personally. When what you're marketing is you and the work that you do, this no can feel very personal. I believe though that more often than not, they're not actually saying no to you. Other factors like time, money and most often effort are actually the real underlying reasons behind that no. For example, when I'm talking to new people about what I do and I offer them my book, they sometimes say no to buying it. Now at first I couldn't see why they didn't want to spend just £12 to get the answers to their questions. But then I realised that it wasn't the book, or me, that they were saying no to. It was the work involved in reading the book and putting those answers into practice. They were saying no to the time and effort that the book needed from them. So let's consider what they need from you to be able to say yes. Let's first be clear, this is not about getting a yes for the sake of getting a yes. That just leads to working with a lot of people who are not ready to do the work, which is, let's face it, the worst case scenario. What we need to do is understand the factors that are influencing that yes. What do people who are ready to do the work and would benefit from working with you need to know, understand or believe in order to say yes with confidence? Your marketing is about more than just telling them what they'll get and then naming the price. You need to know about the time it will take, the emotional, financial and perhaps even physical investment they will need to put into the work to get where they want to go. Let's now think about a few reasons that people give when they say no and how we might be able to dive a little deeper into that person's thinking. If they say that they don't feel ready, then you can ask them what they feel ready feels like. And how is that different to where they are now? If they say they don't have the time, then you can ask them what they're currently spending their time on. Maybe the reason that they feel stuck is because they're actually spending their time on the wrong things and that's keeping them where they are now. If they say they can't afford to invest financially, then you could ask them what they do feel comfortable investing right now. And if they say they can't make the commitment, then ask them more about where they want to end up and why. You can also ask them about how clear they are on what commitment is necessary to get them there. The answers to these questions will not only help you understand their perspective, but it will help them increase their own clarity on their own situation. Now, a lot of people never get this far because they simply feel awkward asking why when they're faced with a no. Asking these kind of questions may mean continuing the conversation after someone has said no. This can feel uncomfortable and is not always the right thing to do, but sometimes it's helpful to dig deeper into that person's reasons behind saying no for both you and them. If asking why feels like it might be intrusive or worse, rude, then what we can do is instead try using a great question that a coach, Andy Bounds, once shared with me. The question is, what's your plan if you don't do this? This question is great because it's not about trying to close the sale. It's about extending the conversation to them and their situation. You're inviting them to share and open up the conversation, to articulate their thinking without a need to defend their decision directly. This also gives you a great insight into what their thought process is. Now, I found that asking this question can also sometimes help someone from going to a no to a yes on their own, because in trying to articulate what they're going to do instead, they realise they don't actually have a plan, whereas what they've just said no to does actually offer them the way forward that they're looking for. Now at this point, I ask them to take some time to consider it, sleep on the decision and then come back if they want to. So you might be sat there thinking, hang on a minute, is this even ethical to try and change a no to a yes? And that is an important question. I believe that it is, as long as your motivation is not only for your benefit. If you're only chasing a yes because you need the money or you need that sale, then I'm not sure it is ethical. However, if you believe that they are the right person at the right time to get the most out of working with you, then helping them get clear on how your offer is the right fit for them is ethical. Because you're not pushing a sale, you're reaching for clarity. As long as the final decision is made by them in their own time, then their yes is likely to be reflecting what they really need. And if they stick with a no, then that's okay too. You can always offer to stay in touch with an email list or social media. You can always keep that exchange flowing. Or you can just let them go on their way and explore other routes forward. They might not be ready now, but they might be in the future. Remember, clarity is the key to a yes. When people say no to your offer, it may just be because they're not yet clear on how it applies to them. So your marketing is not necessarily about changing their mind so much as making sure they're clear on how your offer relates to their situation and where they want to be. Your marketing content, your posts, your videos, your guides, as well as the conversations that follow, can help people get clearer on where they are now and where they want to be, as well as the work that's involved in getting there. Your marketing can help them understand what ready looks and feels like so that they can make an informed decision about whether saying yes is right for them. If you'd like to learn more about getting clearer on where your ideal client is now and where they want to be, as well as how to create content that helps them get clear on saying yes, then do consider my book, Reframing Marketing. It's a 3-step guide on creating an effective and ethical marketing plan that isn't focused on closing the sale or pressuring anybody into saying yes. It's all about how to do marketing in a way that feels more like a conversation and a lot less like selling. You can find out more and order your copy directly from me at reframingmarketing.com. I'll see you in the next video.